In Week 6 in the NFL, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs hosted the Washington football team. At the end of the first half, the Chiefs trailed 13-10. In the second half, the Chiefs pitched a second half shutout, scoring 21 points in a row, defeating Washington 31-13. Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers went into Chicago to face their arch rivals, the Bears. Rodgers once again owned Chicago, throwing 2 touchdowns and running in a touchdown himself as the Packers beat the Bears 24-14. Arizona remains undefeated now at 6-0. They defeated the Cleveland Browns 37-14. Kyler Murray for Arizona was once again spectacular, going for 229 yards and 4 touchdowns. Baltimore blew out the Chargers at home 34-6 in one of the greatest games that happened this season. On Sunday, the Dallas Cowboys went into Foxborough to face the New England Patriots. In the fourth quarter, drama ensued. 5 touchdowns in the quarter, including 2 touchdowns in 11 seconds. The first touchdown came when Trayvon Diggs intercepted Mac Jones's pass and took it to the house 42 yards on a pick 6. That was going to have all the momentum on their side, but Jones and the Patriots struck back with a touchdown of their own as Jones threw a 75-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Kendrick Bourne to put the Patriots up on the Cowboys 29-26. In the final 2 minutes, with the game on the line, Prescott drove the Cowboys down the field to get him in the field goal range, and Greg Zuerlein tied the game with a 51-yard field goal to send the game into overtime. In overtime, Prescott walked off the Patriots with a 35-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver C.D. Lamb to win the game for Dallas 35-29. In the game, Prescott finished the game with 445 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. On Sunday Night Football, the Pittsburgh Steelers defeated the Seattle Seahawks in overtime 23-20. And on Monday Night Football, Ryan Tannehill, Derrick Henry, and the Tennessee Titans defeated Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills in a wild Monday night game, getting a big-time victory against the Bills, winning 34-31. Tonight, our Nation Sports Show recaps Week 6 and previews Week 7's action in the National Football League. The Nation speaks to you. Next.
From the gridiron to the court, talking all that is sports. Members of the Busted Up Nation bring to you our Nation Sports Show. Here are your hosts, Ezra Vickery, Joey Thornton, Kevin Rorie, and Stephen Wyand.
All right, here we go. Hell yeah. It is Thursday. We are live once again. After last week's little technical issue due to some crappy internet in Baltimore, Maryland, we are here. We are ready to roll, and we are live. This is our Nation Sports Show. I am Ezra Vickery, of course. We are here. We are ready to go. We got a lot of sports to get to. We got a lot of course, NFL talk to get to. We got a few things in the NHL, MLB, all over the map. But before we get to that, of course, we got to get to our usual shtick here, which is, of course, tell you guys how you can interact with us for anyone new who's watching the show. First thing you can do to interact with us is, of course, go to our social media. You go to ON_sports show at Twitter. You can follow us there. You can also follow us on at facebook.com/Our Nation Sports Show as well to interact with us. And then, of course, our YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com search Our Nation Sports Show in the search bar. subscribe to that channel, get us to 100 subscribers. We need to get to that 100 subscriber mark so we can have a custom URL, which will make it easier for you guys to find us. It'll also make it easier for us to find you in a sense when we post the links onto our channel. Also, of course, you can find us on the Discord, discord.gg/The Nation's Corner. Follow us on there. Look for the Our Nation Sports Show text channel. You can find us here. You can also find the voice channel as well if you want to call in and give a take on any of the sports topics that we're discussing tonight. But enough of my yakking for this part anyways, because I'll be yakking throughout the show anyways. That's what I do. Unlike the other people who are more silent than a Charlie Chaplin movie. But we're going to go ahead and let's get rolling. First off, let's go to the man right there. Let's go to the man right there with the black headphones on. The man who looks like he just walked out of a Calvin Klein commercial that got canceled. Just kidding. The one and the only, Joseph Thornton. Joe, what's up, brother?
Football fans, sports fans around the world, what is going on out there with y'all tonight?
All right, we got him, and of course we got our good buddy here, probably the most knowledgeable person on this roster. The man himself looks like he's filming out of his prison cell where he's at. The only 49ers fan here, and probably the only 49ers fan listening to the show, the one, the only Kevin Rorie. What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
What's going on, everybody? This is my favorite time of year with every sport kicking in and going underway.
And of course, we got the man who's fresh off a great trip to Baltimore, more refreshed than the Jackson Jaguars are after their first win. None other than my heavy metal brother from North Kakalaki. That'd be none other than Stephen Wyand. Stephen, how you doing, brother?
What is going on, boys? We are live finally after having probably one of the most shittiest internet services in Baltimore at not the SmackDown Hotel, but a hotel nonetheless. We had a great time last week. All of us, man. Shout outs to Christina, Ashley, Tony, Steve, Elder Mike, Yusha Blinka, Jackie, John in South Jersey, Hijacker Mike, everybody, man. Just Deb, Seth, Chad. Fuck Chad. Just everybody, man. I mean, it was an awesome time. Awesome time. Front row, Mrs. Front Row, Neil, Trenda, all of y'all. Man, we took over that place. It was great meeting Garza and his wife Robin. Man, we all had a great time that weekend. The people in that hotel probably hate our damn guts at this point right now because we took over like the BWO said in ECW that last weekend had three simple words for Baltimore, and we did. We're taking over, and we're taking over the airwaves tonight to talk about the world of sports and the action-packed weekend. That was another crazy, sizzling weekend in the National Football League. So I'd say, let's rock and roll, boys.
I agree, man. I agree. We got a lot to do. First of all, I want to say a couple of things on the Baltimore trip. First of all, glad you all had a great time. Everybody who was there did awesome. Also, I want to say you had talked about the hotel. You know what hotel you actually stayed at, Steven?
What's
In
that?
the immortal words of Paul Stanley, it's the only hotel that'll let you stay.
Yes.
If you don't Kiss Live, if you guys don't Kiss Live Uncensored, the Animalized tour from '84, you guys know that reference. Also, we want to throw out our get well wishes to our very own Chad from Albany. He's dealing with an illness. I'm not going to specify exactly what it is, but of course, we wish Chad the best.
Yes.
But let's get right into it, folks. We got a lot to do. Let's get right into Monday's game, which was an insane game between the Buffalo Bills and the Tennessee Titans. What an absolute effing game that was, man.
Yes.
34-31. Tennessee barely squeezed by Buffalo in that game. Here's some of the stats right here. Of course, Josh Allen for the Bills had an awesome game. 35-47, 353 yards. Freaking 3 touchdowns, only 1 pick thrown. Great game on that one. No rushing touchdowns, but Emmanuel Sanders had 5 receptions for 91 yards. Stephon Diggs had nine receptions for 89 yards and a touchdown. And Cole Beasley had seven receptions, 88 yards and a touchdown. And then Tom Sweeney had a 1-yard touchdown in his own right. And then as far as the Titans go, Tannehill, 18 for 29, 216 yards, one interception, no touchdowns thrown. But, of course, the big performance by none other than DH himself, Derrick Henry. 20 receptions for 143 yards and 3 TDs. An absolute monster in that game. So I'm going to throw this out to my boy Kevin Rorie here. We're going to go to you first, man. What are your thoughts on that game and basically the big time heavy making performance by none other than Derrick Henry?
That was a good game, nonetheless. The Bills done what they did. They made a dumb decision at the end that probably cost them the game, trying to run a quarterback sneak on 4th and short. But when instead of going for the field goal, but nonetheless, the main star was Derrick Henry. I'm baffled at how good he really is and how underrated he seems to be every single year. Like, to me, he's the best running back in the NFL. When I think of a running back, I don't want no Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey who's going to catch the ball, be all flashy and dance and hopping and stepping and sideways. I want a running back who's going to bust you in your damn mouth, get downhill, get me my yards, and get me a touchdown. Derrick Henry is carrying the whole offense. And that's an offense with Julio Jones, A.J. Brown. He's carrying that whole offense on his shoulders. And if you don't got him in the MVP talks this early, you're probably dumb as hell, because Adrian Peterson, 2012 MVP season, has only 2 more touchdowns through week 6 than Derrick Henry does now, with Derrick Henry having more yards. It says pretty much how good this guy really is. I mean, maybe he don't get a bunch of recognition because where his team standings are now or their win-loss. I mean, if they were 6-0, 5-1, they might have a different perspective. But Derrick Henry is the best running back in the league, and I still haven't found a defense that can actually stop him.
I agree, because it's hard to contain a running back like Derrick Henry. He's explosive. He can get through the pile if he needs to. He can drive with those legs of his. He's got very powerful legs. He can move. He is a guy who is an absolute destruction machine when it comes to being on the running side of the ball. And he proved that in that game. And I agree that Derrick Henry is the best running back in all of the NFL right now. He just doesn't get the recognition, like you said, because of the record, because it's not a perfect record or a higher record in the standings. You got to think. Tennessee is a team that, while they've been doing well, they've also had their struggles in the past, so they kind of been lackluster. I mean, the quarterback situation with Marcus Mariota, him getting injured, being out, and all that. The focus is never on. It's never almost on a good spectrum when it comes to Tennessee. I mean, they just really started to fire up these past couple of seasons. And I think this game is proof that they can do well. I think that Tannehill really needs, because Marcus Mariota is I know he's back in the fold again as far as being practicing and everything again after the injury that he sustained. But to me, if he needs that's the one thing that I think the Tennessee needs to get better on is the quarterback, because I read Judo's stats. He didn't throw a single touchdown, and he had only a little over 200 yards, kind of like Justin Fields had a couple weeks ago in his starting debut. I think that Tannehill, we know Tannehill can be good in spurts, but I think Tannehill needs to be more productive, more productive over a sequence of games instead of one game every couple of games where he's great, and in the next couple of games he's not. I think that's one thing that could be the Achilles heel for Tennessee, in my opinion, going forward, if they don't get things straight. And they don't want to overwork Derrick Henry either on the running. They got to really get their passing game going. They got to get the other running backs involved, get them out there, because if they don't, they're going to tire Derrick Henry out, and then he's going to be more susceptible to injury. That's what he keeps saying about Tom Brady. That's what he keeps saying about guys who throw 300-400 plus yards. You can't do that. Same thing with guys, running backs, who get 3 or 4 touchdowns. You can't have them run the ball. Because all it takes is one wrong move, and next thing you know, they're out for 4 to 6, 8 weeks. Kind of similar to what is going on with Baker Mayfield, which we'll get to later. Joe, your thoughts on the game between Tennessee and Buffalo, and of course Derrick Henry's amazing performance.
I mean, you guys pretty much said it yourselves. I mean, Titans Bills, that was no doubt the game of the week this past week. And once again, Monday Night Football gave us another amazing primetime game between two teams who are both looking to be perennial potential Super Bowl contenders this year. I mean, Josh Allen, he gave it all out there on the field, as did Ryan Tannehill. But, I mean, Ezra, you pretty much said it yourself, man. Derrick Henry cannot be stopped. I mean, I remember looking at the stats one time during the second quarter, and I saw that Derrick Henry only had like 4 carries for 8 yards, and I was like, what? Could this be the night that Buffalo stops them? Well, Buffalo stops him? And I was like, 2 plays later, Derrick Henry rushes in for the 76-yard score, and I'm like, whoops, never mind. But yeah, Derrick Henry just cannot be stopped. I mean, he is definitely all around the best running back in all the NFL right now. And not to mention, one thing that you guys forgot to mention about Derrick Henry is that killer stiff arm of his. I mean, that killer stiff arm took out not 1, not 2, but 3 Buffalo Bills defenders. I mean, he literally shoved them down the field like 5 yards because that stiff arm of his is so powerful. But once again, Derrick Henry proved that he is a monster whenever you give him the ball. He is unstoppable once he gets a wide open field. And, I mean, like you said, Ezra, they can't rely on Derrick Henry too much because if you were to go around the NFL, you would see that it's always the running backs who tend to have the shorter careers because teams rely so much on the running back sometimes that they forget to look at it from the running back's point of view. I mean, take Tiki Barber, for example. He was a great running back for the Giants, one of the best running backs they've ever had. But he had to call it a career really close into his prime years because the Giants relied so much on the run game. Because at the time, they didn't have a decent quarterback because Eli Manning was getting his feet wet in the pros. I mean, he's only been in the pros for like 1 or 2 years. So, I mean, I would hate to see that happen to Derrick Henry because he is no doubt the top running back in the league. And until somebody decides to step up on their defense and try to take him out, which nobody will ever be able to do that because of how strong he is, then I see Derrick Henry being a all-around great running back for many years to come.
Exactly. Definitely cannot disagree with that. Steven, your thoughts?
I mean, you guys basically just said it. I mean, you can put 8 guys in the box and bring the entire defense at Derrick Henry, and he can run you over just like that. People forget how powerful this guy is. I mean, he does not look like your typical running back, and this guy is so strong. And like you said, Joey, his stiff arm is insane. Just the way he plays with such ferocity, and and he's so aggressive when he carries the ball. And people just forget that he can also catch the ball in the backfield too. And that's the greatness of a running back is the running back can play both sides of the ball as far as on the offensive side. He can catch the ball and he can carry the ball. And Derrick Henry is by far right now the best pound for pound running back in the NFL. And I have to say, as far as that game, the defender on Tennessee, kudos to him because the way he adjusted Allen's after he got the snap, Allen was trying to run one way and the defender got him off guard the other way. And Allen had to readjust and he was obviously planting his foot and he lost his balance.
And if that would have been me, I would have kicked the field goal because you're taking a huge risk at not getting the first down. Yeah, I get it. They were on the goal line. It was 4th and 1. But at the same time, you take the points, the higher percentage points. And the higher percentage points was the field goal to tie the game instead of the overtime, which, come on, that game was great to begin with. And let's be honest, we wanted more football that night because Week 6 had some great games, and that game still was a great game to begin with. And just Tennessee got a huge victory against Buffalo because I thought we all basically picked Buffalo to win this game because Buffalo was looking like they were going to be the team to beat in the AFC conference, and they still are a great team to beat in the AFC because they're that good. But you have to make the right plays when you're playing the game of football because if you take a huge risk and try to go for the win in the last few seconds or so, it's 50-50. You may get it, you may not get it. And if I would have been Buffalo, I would have tied the game with the field goal instead of the game in overtime.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it's just the Bills game, though, Steven. Honestly, if you notice, you kind of just peek at some of the games. A lot of the coaches are way more aggressive right now. I don't know if it was the Giants or somebody I was watching that went for a 4th down, 4th and 3 from their own 19-yard line.
Yes.
So I'm sitting here like, I don't know what it is. All the coaches done grew testicles or something. Big old testicles.
Another team that grew a set of testicles was probably the Chargers head coach because he went forward a couple of times on 4th down and missed every single one of them. What the hell are you doing?
You know what? That was it, Steven. That was it. That was it, too. It was 4th and something from his own 19 and gave the Ravens the ball back. I don't know
what the hell are you doing? Come on.
Everybody's going for it. I guess they need to cut the punter and the kicker from now on and just go for everything.
Oh God. I mean, if it's 4th and 7 from the 19, your own 19, punt the ball. Come on.
I mean, every NFL team has a punter for a reason.
Exactly. Come on, idiots.
Come on, man.
Terrible.
It's wickable.
Yeah, if this was 2017, I'd say, you know what happens when you don't use your running, you don't use your kicker right, you just made the list. But
yeah.
Then again, that was a horrible idea for bad creative. Anyways, moving forward, let's go to the next game I want to talk about, which is the Cowboys and the Patriots.
Yes.
Oh God.
Yes.
A hell of a game that was, man. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that the Cowboys had to squeak one out at the end to win this game?
If this would have been Jason Garrett coaching the Cowboys, they would have lost that game. Bar none. Would have lost the game.
Hey. If Jason Garrett was coaching this whole season, the Cowboys' record would be 1-5 instead of 5-1.
Yeah, because I wonder what having a decent head coach does for you. It gets you wins, and that's what happened on Sunday. That was a hell of a game by both teams. I mean, who would have thought that the Dallas Cowboys would be given trouble by the Patriots and a rookie quarterback in Mac Jones? I mean, Jones played a great game, and just that game had the ups and the downs, the ebb and the flow. Just when you thought one team had momentum on their side, the other team said, no, we want this game just as bad as you do. And that 4th quarter was the proof is in the pudding, fellas, because that game just was all over the place. The touchdowns, the big-time defensive plays, the big-time defensive miss assignments, just all around. Great game.
Oh, yeah, man. Some of the stats I pulled up, man, for Dak Prescott, look at this. 36 for 51, 445 yards, 3 TDs, and only 1 pick. And then for Mac Jones, he had a pretty decent game, 15 to 21, 229 yards, 2 TDs, and 1 pick. So not that bad. Damian Harris for the Patriots had 18 carries for 101 yards at a TD, and Ramondre Stevenson had 5 carries, 23 yards at a TD. Kendrick Bourne had 1 reception, 75 yards for a touchdown, and had and then that's pretty much it on their side. But the Cowboys, man, Ezekiel Elliott, 17 carries, 69 yards, no touchdowns.
69.
This is a PG show. Wait, who the fuck am I kidding? CD Lamb.
Go ahead, sorry.
CD Lamb, 9 receptions, 149 yards, 2 touchdowns. So Lamb had a great game. Real quick on team stats. Of course, Dallas won total yards, passing yards, rushing yards were pretty damn close. Of course, fumbles lost. Each one lost a fumble. Interception thrown. New England allowed 2 sacks and third down efficiency went to New England, but time of possession, Dallas. So, a couple quick stats. I thought it was a really good contested game.
Absolutely.
Dallas had to squeak by. In my opinion, New England is a team that is they're showing their mettle. They're showing that, hey, we can hang. We may not get the results that we wanted, but hey, you're not counting us out just yet. Just because we have now a 2-4 record, it doesn't mean we aren't going to give you guys a hard time. We're not going to go in there and lay on our backs and give up like the New York Jets. We're going to go in there and we're going to give you the fight of your life, and we're going to go in there and try to kick your ass, even though we may get our asses kicked in the end.
Exactly.
So, and I think that's a testament to the heart of New England, and of course the heart of Bill Belichick, a guy who I know for a fact, seeing him all these years, is a guy who will not let that team quit.
Yep.
He's a guy who will make sure they fight to the very end, and they put on a pretty good performance. I mean, they had some good moments, but I think Dallas is just on a different level right now as a team. I think they're really, really good on their aspects of the football. Dak is playing out of his mind. Great. Ezekiel Elliott's starting to get his feet back underneath him, and it looks like things are going well for Dallas in that end.
And Trayvon Diggs is a monster on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh,
my God.
Yeah, Trayvon Diggs is a monster. Let's go to Kevin. Kevin, your thoughts?
I think the best part about the Patriots, the only reason they are in this game is because of Bill Belichick. Mm-hmm. He's a mastermind of football. He knows how to game plan. He knows how to coach for a specific game plan. So he's going to keep the Patriots in any big game that they play. But the Patriots, talent-wise, is not there yet. It's not there. They had a chance to win because of the mind of Bill Belichick. Because if you put any other coach in the NFL across and said, Coach Mac Jones wouldn't have stood a chance against Dallas. Not one chance. Their offense doesn't have much talent receiving core-wise. They hung in there. I got to give them their credit. Dallas, as far as on their end, Dak is showing everybody, like he showed everybody when he broke his foot last year and his ankle, that he is the MVP of that team. Not Ezekiel Elliott, not the defense. Dak Prescott is automatically, I don't think it's even a contest of if he shouldn't win defense or comeback player of the year. That's almost given to him by
absolutely. He deserves it.
Dak Prescott, one thing I am concerned with is at the end of that game, he hurt his foot. He was seen in a walking boot. Now, the football gods lucked him out by giving him a bye week this week, because if they had a game this week, I'm about 80% sure that Dak wouldn't have played. Coming off a foot injury, he wouldn't have been as good as he has been. But we'll see how much rest and rehabilitation he can get in that foot next week when they play, and see if he can't get back to 100%. And you guys are right. Trayvon Diggs is a pick machine. But I was looking at the stats, and I'm not ready to call him a top 5 corner in the league just yet. Is he a pick machine? Yes, because he gives up so many yards, though. I've watched plays where he's getting burnt, and then he has that Belichick mindset on defense. He bends, but he doesn't break. He'll give up yards and receptions all day long, but he's like a snake. He's waiting for you to throw something in the wrong direction, and then boom, he picks it off. He's going to get burned all the time. I watched him get burnt by receivers all the time. He got burned on a snake route and damn near broke his ankle trying to get to it. But yet again, next play, Mac Jones made that mistake, and boom, he took it to the house. That's just the kind of player he is. But you're right. You guys are right. Dallas is on a roll. I don't think they can be stopped right now. But we all know how I like Stephen A. Smith. The Dallas is waiting to disintegrate any minute. And to me, that's a big red flag here if Dak Prescott is not okay by the next game, because we've seen that same caliber team play with Andy Dalton under center last year and see how much of a trash can
that was
offense
terrible.
played with. Granted, it was it's not gonna be pretty. And Mike McCarthy is a regular season coach, so I'm waiting to see what the playoffs look like for them.
Absolutely. You talked about Dak Prescott. You talked about the foot injury. That's something that he had been battling since preseason, if you remember. That was one that, remember, he battled that preseason and was able to get himself healthy enough to get himself to that last game of the preseason to get himself through these first 7 games. So this is an ongoing issue that he's been battling. So hopefully he could get himself healthy. Hijacker Mike on our YouTube channel, of course, our boy Hijacker Mike, host of Nation Night Fights.
What up, Hijacker?
On our Nation Sports Show, asked about the condition of Darrell Taylor, who is the pass rusher for the Seattle Seahawks. He was asking about that because he unfortunately suffered an injury after a scary-looking incident against Pittsburgh the other night, where it looked like he was carted off the field. So with that being said, the latest update is that according to Pete Carroll, he is expected to play Monday. So looks like we will be seeing Darrell Taylor back on the field as long as everything goes right. Up until that point, he passes every protocol, every test. So
good.
So Hijacker, thanks for the question, buddy. And hope you're having a good night, brother. All right, let's move on to the next game.
So and also talking about that game too before we move on. My favorite part about this game is the fact that even though Jones threw the 42-yard pick six to Diggs, the fact that he had the mentality that I don't care if I threw a pick, I'm gonna get back at you, and that's what he did with a touchdown pass to Bourne. And Kevin, you said it right there. Diggs bit hard on the double move. Kendrick Bourne turned him inside out and then some and took it to the house 75 yards for the touchdown. And is he a pick machine? Yes. But I'm not gonna jump on that bandwagon like some of these riders do and say that, oh, he's a great corner. No, a great corner is a guy who can pick off passes and be great on the defensive side of the ball and not giving up chunks of yards. Joe, what were your thoughts about
a great corner? Like you guys, I consider a great corner to be someone who, like Richard Sherman in his prime or Darrelle Revis, where the quarterback's mindset is, oh, I'm not going to throw that ball over there. I am not going to throw the ball to that side of the field. I'm going to only throw the ball to this side of the field. You want to have that. You want to present that fear into opposing quarterbacks to where you don't get hardly no balls thrown at you.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Joe, did you get to talk about this game? Would you like to speak a few words?
Yes, I would. And before I give you my analysis of the game, allow me to say, summon Mr. Critic, because I am going to be doing some critiquing of this game. Now, don't get me wrong. It was a great game. I mean, Dak Prescott proved that he is an elite quarterback this season. Mac Jones played well. Zeke played well. But there's one little thing that I want to critique real quick, and it's something that we have talked about in previous shows. And Ezra, I'm going to ask you this real quick. Okay. Going back to the stats, how many pass attempts did Dak Prescott throw in that game?
I believe if I remember right, after reading the stats a second ago, I actually pulled them up now, 51.
There you go. There lies the problem. We have talked weeks and weeks and weeks about quarterbacks throwing that many passes in a game. Now, don't get me wrong. some quarterbacks can actually do it on a week-to-week basis and look really well doing it. But my thing is, you have a quarterback who not only has battled foot problems for the majority of his career, but you also have a quarterback who has been battling shoulder problems in his career. As a matter of fact, back in the preseason, Dak Prescott could not throw a football for 2 weeks because his shoulder was so jacked up. And yet you see him out there throwing 51 passes in a game. Dak, are you trying to throw your shoulder out this early in your career? You need to cut down on the throws, give more carries to Zeke, give some carries to Tony Pollard, do whatever you have to do. Just do not throw a football 51 times in a game, because that is going to ruin your shoulder.
And also, too, when it comes to quarterbacks throwing less times, we have seen the damage that Rodgers can do, that Mahomes can do, that Jackson can do, that Herbert can do, that Brady even can do, and like Peyton Manning did back in his career, and Brett Favre. There are times that these quarterbacks have thrown less times, 25, 27, 28 times, not 51, 55. This is the problem that Prescott is facing now, and he needs to correct it. And the Dallas Cowboys, as an organization, need to correct it now. Because if Prescott and the Dallas want to go far into the playoffs this season, they're going to have to balance the offense. Because if you start becoming a one-dimensional football team, the defensive side is going to go, ears are going to perk up and go, hey, they're throwing the ball again. Let's get at this boy. Let's sack his ass. And that's
you guys, y'all are placing the blame on the wrong person, though. Dak don't call us on offense. You better tell Kellen Moore, hey, man, that damn offensive coordinators.
That's true.
Mike McCarthy, them guys need to settle it out.
Yeah,
Dak ain't Peyton Manning. He ain't going to come out there and audible out of every run play into a pass play because he likes it. He's just doing what the offensive coordinator's telling him to do.
And that's
what?
You're
bad
right.
for him, but it's bad for him, but somebody better tell yet again that front office and that coaching staff that's going to kill this talent.
It is, and it's too much passing, and for these quarterbacks, it's going to cause injuries like this. I mean, if Prescott did not throw 51 balls in this game against the Patriots, he may not be in a boot after the game. Just saying.
Very well.
Yeah, it could have been that could be a very big possibility there. We're going to move on to the next game, which is a game that had an unfortunate result for one team's quarterback, and that is the Cardinals and the Browns game.
Oh boy.
Cardinals won 37-14, but the big story coming out of it is Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, from reports, said he suffered a completely torn labrum, and he's going to be out for upwards up to 8 weeks to get that repaired. It's not looking too good for Cleveland right now. But they lost this game big. They lost this game by 23 points. Of course, that being because of the injury to Baker. Kyler Murray for the Cardinals had a great game, 229 yards, 4 TDs on 20 for 30 passing.
See, there it is. 30 passes.
James Conner, 16 carries, 71 yards. AJ Green had 5 receptions, 79 yards, and a touchdown. Christian Kirk had 5 receptions for 75 yards with a TD. And DeAndre Hopkins, 3 receptions, 55 yards, 2 TDs for Arizona. Baker Mayfield was having a good game before the injury. He had 19-28, 234 yards, only 1 pick and 2 touchdowns. So it's going to be really, really interesting. And now, Kevin, I want to get to you first because you said that this game coming up, they're going to be without Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb.
Yes.
They're going to be without two of their main guys on that side of the ball, and that's going to be a big, big hit to them.
Huge loss for Cleveland.
Especially for a backup quarterback playing, that doesn't spell very good. And your best receivers are possibly Jarvis Landry, who just got activated off IR, and Odell Beckham, who's not even a shadow of his former self. I still think they got a chance to win the game, but as far as the Browns are concerned, it's just, and as a Niner fan, I can feel their pain. It's just an unfortunate part of the game. Injuries, they pile up. Sometimes they pile up faster to people who mean more to that team. And it's just very unfortunate, especially playing in the division that they play in, where you got to see an up-and-coming Bengals team who is got a very bright future. You got a red-hot Lamar Jackson who's about getting 80% of their offensive yards, and you're playing in that division, and it's just that don't spell good for them guys. And as far as the Cardinals are concerned, their offense continues to prove that they're red hot. They're hard to stop. I don't. It's a pick your poison. And they just recently traded for Zach Ertz, so you add a tight end that was a one-for superstar to an offense that already has Christian Kirk, DeAndre Hopkins, James Conner, Edmonds. That team is going to be a very hard team to get put out this year. And the Browns, they're getting into the heart of their schedule where the Ravens, and you can't really afford to lose. And you lost Baker Mayfield for possibly multiple weeks. And then you got a divisional games coming up against the Ravens, rivalry games, the Bengals, the Steelers. You can't afford to lose guys like that during this part of the stretch of their schedule.
That's right.
So I'm looking forward to see how Kevin Stefanski can get his team back at least winning. I mean, I don't know how long they've lost Nick Chubb or Kareem Hunt. I know Kareem Hunt with his calf is going to be multiple weeks. So best case, they might get Nick Chubb back in a week or so. But I just want to see how this team responds. This is going to be the make or break part of their season.
This is reminding me of when San Francisco, after the Super Bowl against Kansas City in 2019, in the 2020 season, they were snake bitten by the injury bug.
Yeah, definitely. It was one after another against the most important players on the team. It wasn't like our punter got hurt or the Cleveland Browns punter got hurt. It was their star rising quarterback who is finally, after 2 years, making a huge name for himself. And it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, it is very unfortunate. We wish Baker Mayfield all the best, and hopefully he can get back soon to the Browns because he's very integral to that team's success. Joe, your thoughts on this whole situation?
Well, I mean, you guys have pretty much nailed it in the coffin once again. I mean, Kevin, you said that the Arizona offense is red hot, and they certainly are. I mean, like you said, you got Kyler Murray back there. You got James Conner as your running back. You got DeAndre Hopkins, A.J. Green, Rondale Moore, Christian Kirk. And now you got Zach Ertz, pass-catching tight end who's not afraid to provide a block every now and then. But, I mean, yeah, Cleveland is heading down a dangerous road. I mean, they're already going to be without Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt tonight. As well, of course, Baker Mayfield. And, I mean, there's not really much I can say about Cleveland. They're just heading down the dangerous road right now. And one thing that is kind of bugging me about the whole Baker Mayfield situation is the fact that everybody is saying that Baker Mayfield is going to get surgery on the torn labrum after the season is over. And I'm like, you cannot put a quarterback on the field who has a labrum injury on his non-thrower shoulder. You cannot put him out there.
That's a huge risk.
Exactly. He needs to go ahead, get the surgery, be out 6 to 8 weeks, let that labrum heal. Because I have no idea how long they're saying Baker Mayfield's going to be out for, but if he's only out for like 1 to 2 weeks and you put him out there with that completely torn labrum against guys like Aaron Donald and Ndamukong Suh, all those other hotshot, big-name linebackers and defensive ends in the AFC, you put him out there against those guys, not only could Mayfield be facing the end of his season, he could be facing the end of his career if he is not careful.
It's a huge risk. I mean, 8 weeks supposed to be out with the injury. I mean,
and they're saying that Mayfield's only going to be out 1 to 2 weeks. And
it
they're
doesn't
like,
make any sense. I
I'm
mean,
like, no. You
Hey,
cannot put a quarterback out there with a torn labrum in your non-throwing shoulder because you need to go
that's
ahead.
why we were talking on the pre-show. That's like we were talking on the pre-show, and I said about them trade rumors heating up. It makes sense. Cleveland, get you a quarterback who's being looked to be shocked, kind of like a Band-Aid. Stick that Band-Aid on for the rest of the year or 6 to 8 weeks. Let Baker heal up. Get him healthy. He's your future. He's your star. Just trade you for a quarterback who's a starting caliber quarterback just for the rest of this year. The Jimmy Garoppolo for Odell Beckham trade, it sounds good on paper. Jimmy's a starting quarterback when healthy. He's only got 1 year left on his contract. You're getting him as a Band-Aid for the rest of the Browns season, pretty much. While Baker can go have surgery, heal up, be 100% for training camp, and come out next year and ball his ass off. I mean, it makes sense.
Exactly.
If I was the front office, I would look into something in that kind of territory. But who knows? It's the Cleveland Browns. I hope
this
they
is
do
the
not revert back
Cleveland
to
Browns we're talking
2016,
about, ladies and
17.
gentlemen.
But
I mean,
it remains to be seen.
I mean, it just shows you right there that Kevin Stefanski does not know what he is doing with the whole Baker Mayfield situation.
No. If this was a veteran head coach, he would say, no, sir. You are going to be out for what the doctors have said and what the severity of the injury is. Do not take that
same
chance.
way with the general manager.
Exactly.
The general manager would be on the same page.
Yup.
Yeah,
and this is the problem with Cleveland.
Get the surgery. You need to get that surgery. Do not hold off on it until after the season. Do not, because you are putting yourself on an even more dangerous path than what you already are right now.
Not only that, if you're sitting and letting that labrum heal on its own, you're risking even more damage coming forward, because if you don't let that labrum's not surgically repaired correctly, and then you just let it heal. It's like guys who tear their triceps and then let it heal on their own and wear that big ass brace. You can't perform in the game without wearing that big ass brace for the rest of your career, because you don't tear your tricep or your bicep. It inhibits your ability to raise your arm, inhibits your ability to control weight on your limbs and to be able to do things like that. It controls basic movements. So to me, and that's the same thing with the torn labrum, same thing with the labrum in your shoulder. He needs to get himself taken care of. He needs to get the surgery, whether he's out for 8 weeks or 8 months. He needs to be.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. You got to take care of yourself. I mean, Mayfield is young. He's not old. He's basically just getting started. He's in his prime. He needs to think about his entire future of his career. He's not Tom Brady. He's not Aaron Rodgers. They're up in age, basically. Mayfield is young. And it blows my mind. Yeah. I mean, if this was the Arizona Cardinals, God forbid if Murray went out with an injury like this, Kingsbury's going to go, hey, if you're out with a shoulder injury for this much time, yeah, it sucks. We're going to bite the bullet because we have to, but you're going to rest. But Stefanski needs to think about his quarterback's future. And if I am Cleveland, get Garoppolo, because you need a quarterback that can stand in and deliver. And that's the problem that Cleveland's in right now. Cleveland's thinking too far ahead and thinking that, oh, Mayfield better in a couple weeks. No, the injury says 8 weeks. He needs to get this surgically repaired.
He's literally messing with the wrong injury too, because if you're in the pocket, yes, it's his non-throwing shoulder, but when you get sacked, if you get hit on by a D lineman, guess where you're going? You're falling right on that shoulder, directly to the ground. You're going to get hit right side. You're going to get hit in that shoulder. You're going to fall on that shoulder. You're taking a lot of torque to that shoulder. It ain't like a punter hurting his shoulder when all he has to do is use his leg and not get touched. You're a quarterback with not a great offensive line to protect you. So if you play a good defense who's going to come in and blitz you and you take a shot and you fall down directly on that shoulder, you could possibly double tear it worse, need season-ending surgery, possibly into next year. So it's just best case, get the surgery, get well, rest up, rehab,
Kevin, you just said it right there. Offensive line for Cleveland is not good. And when you have a defensive team like Arizona does with J.J. Watt at the helm and playing one of his better seasons, now with the Cardinals, that defense on Arizona is really good. Their defense is really good. And an offensive line that's not great blocking for your quarterback, if you have an offensive line that's going to block for you, chances are you're going to be upright. But his offensive line has not been blocking for him, and that is why Mayfield is in, unfortunately, the position that he is in because of not having an offensive line blocking for him. And he's honest to God, he's lucky as hell to only have it be out if he plays his cards correctly for 8 weeks. It's not 8 to 9 months. It's not a season-ending injury. But it will be if he does not do what he's supposed to do and take care of his body and let it heal.
Exactly. And that's what makes the whole Jimmy Garoppolo for Odell trade make even more sense because both teams will benefit from that because Cleveland will have a quarterback that they can rely on while Baker Mayfield is recuperating. And San Francisco, if they were to get Odell, they'll finally have a legit number 2 receiver who can back up Deebo Samuel and maybe revert back to his old roots like he was with the Giants.
Right. As far as the game is concerned, it's no question. Arizona is one of the best teams in the NFL this season. 6-0. There's people that are going, oh, how is Arizona this good? You know why they're this good? Because they have coaches on this organization that believe in every man on that roster. From the offensive line, the defensive line, the offensive players, the defensive players, and the kickers and the punters all the way down the line. Kyler Murray is playing at a MVP caliber level. Throwing for 229 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 TDs to Hopkins. I mean, there's nothing that can't be said about this team. This team is so good right now, and they are, in my opinion, one of the dark horses in the National Football League to go deep into the playoffs because they have gotten some big-time wins this year, and Cleveland was one of them. Yeah, I know Mayfield went out with the injury in the game, but still, you beat the team that's in front of you, and just all around, just a great performance by Arizona in this game, and they're 6-0.
Yes, absolutely. Another game I want to get to here is the bounce back game for let's just say it's a bounce back game for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh boy,
bounce back in a big way, man. 38-13 win. You kidding? Absolutely huge game. Patrick Mahomes. Of course, I mean, it is the Washington football team. Do not get me wrong, but
But it looked like it was heading that other way until they corrected themselves. Oh boy.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. Mahomes, 32 for 47, another high-throwing game. 32 for 47, 397 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Darrell Williams had 21 carries for 62 yards, 2 touchdowns. Travis Kelce had 8 receptions, 99 yards. Tyreek Hill, 9 receptions, 76 yards, and a TD. Mecole Hardman had 4 receptions for 62 yards as well. Washington football team. Taylor Heineke had 24 for 39, 182 yards, 1 TD, 1 pick. 8 carries for 45 yards for McKissick. And he also had 8 receptions for 65 yards. And Seals Jones had 4 receptions, 58 yards, and a TD. Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs looked really, of course, started to look off in their first game, but they corrected their mistakes, and they came out with a huge victory, bouncing back from that loss from last week. Anybody want to take the lead on this one?
Well, I'll tell you about this game. The one thing that still sticks in my mind, yes, Kansas City got this win against Washington, and they pitched that second half shutout, scoring 21 points in a row, beating Washington badly. But that wasn't bad. that was coming eventually. But the worst thing that happened in this game was one of the ugliest interceptions known to man at the end of that first half. Why in the hell are you throwing the ball down the field after you fumbled the ball, throwing the ball up for grabs, not even really paying attention to what's going on down the field, just chunks it up thinking there's going to be a Kansas City player in the vicinity? No, sir. There was no Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver, tight end, offensive lineman, if they could run that fast, a running back or a fullback, whatever, down the field to catch a ball that was as ugly as a pass. It was just as ugly as the butt fumble by the Jets in 2012 against the Patriots. I mean, my God. I mean, are you kidding me? I might be a blind man, but even I know that you don't throw the ball when there's not a receiver in the freaking vicinity of the pass. My God. Oh my God, it was ugly. It was ugly. It was one of the worst interceptions I have ever heard in my life, because we were on the way back from Baltimore and I'm listening to the game and I'm like, why the hell did Mahomes just do that? Because he's been a pro for 3 to 4 years already, and he should know by now that you don't throw the ball up like that. That is a huge, huge mistake. And they better be glad they didn't lose this game against Washington. They better be glad it's went against the Ravens, or God forbid the Chargers again, or the Raiders, or the Buccaneers again, or whatever. He got lucky on this one. And I tell you what, boys, this will end up on Come On, Man. And I think it probably did. And I wouldn't be surprised if it did, because it was ugly. It was the worst pick I've ever heard in my life listening to a game on the radio on the way home. It was just, I mean, listen, I mean, Mahomes was great in the long run because he did correct his mistakes by, well, you guess it, not turning the ball over in the second half. He had those 2 interceptions in the first half. The first pick was not his fault. It went off Tyreek's hands. Yeah, whatever. But that second pick is clearly on Mahomes. And, oh, my God. I mean, he's been turning the ball over like crazy this year, gentlemen. And Kansas City leads the league in turnovers this year. And if they want to make a run to the playoffs this year, they need to stop turning the ball over, because turning the ball over against great teams is going to bite you in the ass. And they better be glad this was not a great Washington football team. And I'm sorry, Joey, but you have said it multiple times on this show. Your defense is not as advertised. False advertisement.
Well, I can explain that pick, Steven. I can definitely explain it. It's simple. Patrick Mahomes had Washington's defense on his fantasy team, so he wanted to try to stab at his damn points. That's why he threw that. Second of all, that's all Kansas. I mean, outside of the defense is a bunch of trash. Their only problem,
not just trash, but trash.
Maybe get them a number 2 receiver. Like I said, their problem is stop turning the ball over. If they don't turn the ball over like they did in the second half, they run away with games. They'd be up 21. They'd be up 28. And the games they lost was a 1-possession game. All coming down if they wouldn't turn the fucking ball over. But
yep.
And I'm not impressed with their defense. I'm not jumping on that wagon.
No, because this is Washington we're talking about.
Do that shit against Josh Allen. Do that shit against Lamar Jackson. If you do that, I'll go out there and I'll bow down and bring you a sandwich and a damn hot dog or something, because you're playing against a backup quarterback. You're playing against Heineke. Their offense is not good. It ain't like you're shutting out the Bills, like I said. You're shutting down the second half of Washington football offense with a backup quarterback. Good job.
Kansas City is beat this year. They beat Cleveland. Yes, so what? But they beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Philadelphia is not a great team. Washington's not a great team. Their only notable win was against Cleveland, really. This is I don't even have the words to describe this team right now, because they were one of our favorites coming out of the AFC possibly, but I don't think it's going to happen, because if they don't correct their mistakes going forward in these games and playing basically a clean game, they're going to probably lose some of these games, because each possession in football is crucial.
Speaking of that too, while we're on this game and was talking about the last game, there was also trade rumors for what's his name, Henne, the backup for the Chiefs, going to the Browns for Odell Beckham. There was also rumors of that. And if Odell could do that and be a number 2 receiver with Tyreek Hill, that might make that offense about damn lethal as hell again. But still got to correct that defense. Still have to figure out how to stop a starting quarterback, not a backup, a starting quarterback. You got to figure out how to stop Justin Herbert 2 times a year. You're going to have to figure out how to stop Josh Allen, slow down Lamar Jackson anywhere in the playoff picture. You got to stop. You got to figure out how to stop any of them quarterbacks. Not Taylor Heineke. You're not going to have to see him. You're not even going to have to see no one his caliber when it comes to playoff time.
Right.
You're going to be seeing Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. You're going to be seeing guys like that, Justin Herbert. You're going to be seeing like running backs. Like, can you stop Derrick Henry? I doubt it.
Hell no.
He might have the record. He might have 290 on you. You can put 10 guys in the box. He's going to run all over you.
Exactly. You can put all the people in the box you want, and you're not going to stop him. And I'm telling you what, they're lucky. They are lucky that they are not 2-4, because they could be 2-4 right now.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
That is very true. And I mean, Steven, like you said about Washington's defense, it is definitely false advertising. I mean, there is no way that Washington is performing on a defensive level like everybody was expecting going into this year. I mean, our defense has been a letdown ever since week 1. I mean, yeah, we gave Justin Herbert a good fight in week 1, but we came up short. But ever since then, it's like it's almost like the defense doesn't even want to show up anymore. I mean, they try their best to get to these quarterbacks, and I agree. We have had quite a rough patch with facing quarterbacks this year. I mean, we've already faced Justin Herbert. We've already faced Josh Allen. We just faced Patrick Mahomes last week. We're facing Aaron Rodgers this week. So, I mean, we have had a rough slate when it comes to going up against high-profile quarterbacks, but I mean, Patrick Mahomes, I just don't know what to say about the kid, because they brought up an interesting stat during the game Sunday that said that Mahomes, in his first season, tossed 5 interceptions the whole season. Last season, he tossed 6 interceptions the whole season. This year, through 6 weeks, not even halfway through the season, Mahomes already has 8 picks. 8 picks in the first 6 weeks of the season. I mean, is Mahomes starting to become weak and vulnerable? Because it sure looks like it. But I mean, yeah, Washington needs help.
I wouldn't necessarily say weak and vulnerable, because sometimes you're right. Numbers don't lie. The stats don't lie. But I will give Patrick Mahomes the benefit of the doubt. Half of those interceptions was all the receivers' fault. Like, they're bouncing off Tyreek Hill's hands, bouncing off Kelsey's hand. Like, you're supposed to catch that ball. You're over there, like, if they caught the ball like the receiver's supposed to do their job, Mahomes probably would have had 2 or 3 at this point, including the idiotic one from Sunday that he thought magically was going to end up in the Chiefs' hands. But yet again, one from Sunday hit Tyreek Hill square in his hand, in his chest. It was a great ball placement right for his chest and pop right out. That's just the receivers not doing their job on that part. So just kind of got to watch the games on that. That's not really it kind of goes farther beyond the stat wise, but turning the ball over, they just got to stop doing it.
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah, they got to do that. That's going to be a huge detriment later on. One of the things we got 2 more games I kind of want to get to real quick, and then we're going to get to, of course, our favorite time of the week, and that is, of course, our score rundown for this upcoming week. Real quick, I want let's get into a real quick discussion about well, of course, this game happened as we recorded last week's show. As many of you know, last week's show was pre-recorded due to internet issues with the hotel in Baltimore that Steven was dealing with. So But of course, the Bucs beat the Eagles 28-22. Brady 91 record on NFL Network since 2012. We don't have to get deep into that, but what a great game for Brady again. Once again, showing what an EQB he is. Jacksonville won their first game on fucking real. Who would have thought that happened? They celebrated like they won the fucking Super Bowl. Oh my god!
Hey, guess what? They still haven't won a game in America though. They're still winless in America over the last 20 games.
You realize that was their first win since week 1 of 2020.
Good Lord.
Over a year ago. Over a year ago.
So yeah, we
that's
now
horrible.
know that we now know that Urban Meyer can win the game or can win the NFL game in an international country, but when is he going to prove that they can win a game here in America, for crying out loud?
As soon as he stops bar hopping after the games.
Hey. There ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind, but you can't be married.
Oh, he takes getting the grind on a little too serious.
Or in this case, if you're alcoholic, never mind. I'm not gonna go there with that one. I'm stopping there. But
Whoa. Hold on. Before we go any further with our picks, there's a game I want to talk about. And Ezra, I'm sorry to break your little heart there, sir.
I knew you had to get to it.
I'll see you guys next week's show. Goodbye, everybody.
Whoa. Fuck you too.
I'm kidding.
We can't really talk about that. Ezra done told us his
No.
explicit opinion about that game, so we don't need to hear that.
Hey. As far as the Aaron Rodgers, I own you comments, whatever. He talks a lot of shit anyway, so whatever. When his team doesn't make the playoffs or chokes in the playoffs, then we'll talk. But but then again, that is a possibility happening because it's happened in the NFC Championship game. Remember that, Rodgers? Yeah, go fuck it. But no, seriously, it wasn't a good game for the Bears. Unfortunately, Rodgers played great. Green Bay played great, of course. You got to think this is Justin Fields' first, real big game against a guy of that caliber. He's faced a lot of good quarterbacks, but he's never had to go against Aaron Rodgers. Despite my hatred for him being a Bears fan, despite that, he is one of the best quarterbacks to ever lace up a pair of cleats, in my opinion. And you know what? They took us to task. That's exactly what happened. Unfortunately, Fields didn't have that great of a game. I mean, they complete 27 passes for 174 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. But Khalil Herbert had a great game, and a few other players had some good games. But really, unfortunately, Rodgers just had our number from the very beginning, which he's had our number for years. But like I said, with the rookie quarterback and a few other things that kind of went wrong, it was bound to happen. I kind of figured that, but it's whatever. Rodgers played that game very well.
Hey, you guys, I want to get in one game for just 2 minutes.
Floor is yours.
I want to rant on the Carolina Panthers. You have the easiest schedule.
Oh, I forgot about this. Yeah, go ahead.
You still have an easy schedule. You play the Giants Sunday. You play Giants team without Kenny Galladay, without Saquon Barkley. You literally beat up Daniel Jones, and they'll still find a way to be 500 or less. Like, you literally make Kirk Cousins look like Aaron Rodgers. Like, he literally got he had about 300 passing yards. He was running up and down the field on them. And now you let the Vikings just run all over you, who aren't that good without Dalvin Cook, by the way. And you want to sit here for the last 3 weeks since that trade, Carolina Panther fans all over my state, my city. Oh, we got Stephon Gilmore. We got the Legion of Boom 2.0. Well, let me tell you one thing. As a San Francisco 49er fan, I've seen the Legion of Boom 2012. I've seen what they did. This is disrespectful to even put the Legion of Boom comparison even to this Carolina Panther team defense, because Richard Sherman and Chancellor and Earl Thomas, they wouldn't have gave up over 80 yards passing to Kirk Cousins. They wouldn't have gave up more than 10 points to that Viking team. And you're going to talk about they're the Legion of Boom? Man, listen, what did Richard Sherman say in 2012 or after that NFC Championship game? Oh, when you try me with a sorry receiver, well, how about this? When you compare them with a sorry-ass defensive back, compare them to the Legion of Boom, that's the result you're going to get. They're not that good. They're just not that good. They're playing an easy schedule and are some way 3-3 with an easy schedule.
And there's one person on the Panthers that I have to blame, and that is Christian McCaffrey, because let's look back at the early part of the season. The Panthers were 3-0. Sam Darnold was having a decent start, but Christian McCaffrey has been the focal point of that offense ever since he first heard his name called on draft night, however many years ago. But see, here's the turn of the tide here. The last 3 games that Christian McCaffrey has missed, Sam Darnold has sucked garbage, and the Panthers are 0-3. So if you would have asked me, Sam Darnold is not that Carolina leader, or it's not the Carolina offensive leader that they need.
Nope.
Now you know what? Hey, you know what sound I hear now when I see Sam Darnold after the last 3 games? Yes, you guessed it. Jets, Jets. Hey, get this. And I wonder, remember back then in the Jets when he played the Patriots and they hit him so many times that he said he seen ghosts? Think he had ghosts coming after him? I think he sees ghosts again because the first play of the Vikings game, he threw it directly to the corner. Well, I think a ghost was going to hit me. So I threw it. First play of the game, picked. I knew right then. I said, this guy sucks. He's not the answer.
Now,
I had to rant on it. I'm done.
Before we continue, Minnesota, they had the worst luck, I swear to God, out of any defenses in the NFL. How in the blue hell do you give up 2 fourth-down conversions in the same drive? Who does that? Minnesota. Good job, boys. You won.
Don't forget the special team blunders they had recovering for a touchdown for Carolina.
Yep.
All they have to do is play special teams, and they would have won the game by damn 25 points.
Leave it up to Minnesota to fuck it up, and they did.
Exactly.
But this is Carolina we're talking about. They're good at fucking up too, and they did. That's why they lost. Kaboom!
Oh yeah, they're good at fucking up. They're good at fucking up their star players.
Exactly, and Christian McCaffrey, I can understand he's having problems with injuries in the season, but Let me tell you one thing. Whenever next season rolls around, the one thing that Christian McCaffrey needs to do is not worry about how many carries he's going to get, how many yards he's going to get, how many passes he's going to catch, how many touchdowns he's going to score. What McCaffrey needs to worry about firsthand is where that injury bug is going to be, because that injury bug needs to get out of Christian McCaffrey's ass if Christian McCaffrey wants to stay healthy for a full season like he did in his rookie year.
You guys, we're just watching a whole new Todd Gurley 2.0. I'm sorry.
Yes, I 110%
Give
agree.
me about another year. It's Todd Gurley 2.0 all over. Saquon Barkley it's over.
We are.
And it's mainly Carolina's fault because you play the guy 100% of the snaps. You don't give the backup running back no damn gameplay experience. You like every team has a 1-2 punch at running back. Arizona has Chase Edmonds at back there with James Conner. 1-2 punch. Boom, boom. Even the Rams got Sonny Michel and Darrell Henderson. Like 1-2 punch. Everybody, every contender.
Even the Jets, even the pathetic Jets had 2
Oh dear God! I don't.
Game.
Even the Jaguars, even if the Jaguars, if NTNA whatever wouldn't have got hurt, they would have had a 1-2 punch.
I'm just saying that the Jets is not great by any stretch, but at least they tried to give it a good old college try to put in 2 running backs in the game. Not Carolina. Not Carolina.
Even Even Detroit has a 1-2 running back
Even
punch
Detroit, the pathetic
with
Detroit Lions.
DeAndre Swift and Kerryon Johnson. I mean that right there is a 1-2 punch.
Come on,
but-
man. Come on. Come on. Anyways.
Speaking of Detroit, I wonder when the football guys are finally going to go easy on Detroit and say, you know what, we've given Detroit such hell this season.
Let me
give 'em
think.
a
Let
win.
me think here. 22.5 carry the one. Never.
Never annihilate them.
Moving forward here, gentlemen. We're gonna.
Yes, let's get to the best part of the show, gentlemen.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the year. It is that time of the week as usual. It is time for our weekly NFL score rundown.
Oh, this is gonna be fun as usual. Let's go.
Jaguars.
Oh, Jesus.
Jets, Jets.
Oh, hell no. Sam Darnold ain't back there.
I'm sorry, but the only good thing about Jacksonville right now is AEW, and that's about it.
No.
And I'm sorry. I'm
Here you
sorry.
go.
The only
Here's
good
the
thing
best
about
example.
Miami, the only good thing about Miami is Kevin over there losing to the Dolphins on Madden 22, 48-21 with San Francisco.
Hey, no.
I said it.
You brought
I
that
said
up.
No.
You brought that up. That is a
Here-
sports spot before Kevin.
I'm
Here-
sorry. Go
here-
ahead.
No. Here's the best chant for week 7. Keep pounding. Keep pounding.
Hey, Kevin. I'll say this much, Kevin. A lot of respect. A lot of respect. I'll say that much.
Just don't be losing to Miami anymore on Madden, all right?
Please.
Hey, this was an online player. It ain't like I lost to the computer. I
No
lost to someone
bullshit.
who
You still
literally
lost to the
used that
Dolphins,
glitch.
bro.
It's a glitch. Hey, the Jaguars lost to the beat the Dolphins. So that makes me technically worse than the Jaguars, huh?
Oh God. Moving forward.
Yeah, you're like the Houston Oilers.
Non-existent.
That's why. Not existent.
You mean I'm
players.
like the Chiefs defense, non-existent?
There you go.
Correct.
You can also say that about the Bears offense.
And the Washington defense.
Anyways.
Or Josh Gordon completing a whole season.
Yes.
Oh God. Hey, I'm surprised he hasn't been suspended yet.
I know.
Give it another week.
Hey, I
Um,
know Josh Gordon is probably happy everybody's looking at all the emails and stuff that's going on with the investigation. He's
Hey.
like, thank God these mugs are off my back for about 2-3 weeks.
Hey, you know what I heard before we get to the score update, boy, to our score predictions, gentlemen? I heard that Andy Reid, breaking news as of last week, has 10,000 receipts from Uber Hubs. Yes, he said it. Uber Eats. Yes, Uber Eats. Andy Reid, 10,000 receipts.
Sounds like me on a week basis at Buffalo Wild Wings. But anyways,
Yes.
moving forward, here we go. Score updates, guys. Broncos and the Browns at First Energy Stadium. Quick little note. Denver has won 12 of the last 13 games versus Cleveland.
Here's Cleveland right here.
I disagree. I'm going to shock you. I'm going to go Cleveland 17-14.
What?
Gonna make it close.
Okay,
I
don't have a heart attack, guys. Don't have a heart attack.
Okay.
I, for one, am done. I'm like 0 for 4 on games I picked with Denver. So I'm not going Denver. I'm going Cleveland. I'm going the same exact score as Ezra, but I'm going 2017 Cleveland.
Okay.
I'm going to pick Cleveland 14-10.
Ooh.
I'm actually gonna go against the grain here, guys. I'm going Denver.
Wow.
You take that L. I ain't taking it no more.
Hey, there you go.
I'm
There's
done
a
with
free
Denver.
loop.
I'm done.
Hey, I'm going Denver 24-13.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, that's not bad. All right, next game. The Carolina Panthers and the New York Giants at MetLife.
Oh God!
Wake me up when that game ends, please. Oh my God. Worst game of the weekend. Why?
Oh, trust us, we're not done. Oh, trust us, Steven, we're not far down schedule yet.
Okay. I know, but still, by far, that's the worst game of the week.
I'm gonna go Panthers. I'm gonna go Panthers. Let's go 20-10.
I'm gonna go 20-13 Carolina.
I'm going 20-16 Carolina.
Oh,
Got you.
close.
You know what, Kevin? My score is going to beat yours by 1 point. 20-17 Carolina.
Wow.
$1, Alex, or $1, Bob. $1, Drew. All right, next one. I said it's gonna get worse. I'm close. Jets and the Patriots at Gillette Stadium.
Oh
God!
Jets
God!
by 50. No, I'm playing.
Hey, I take that back. No, Ezra's right.
Jets 35-7. No, I'm kidding. No,
Okay.
no. Come on. Patriots 20-7.
Give me New England 24-6.
I'm not. Bill Belichick is part owner of the New York Jets. He's not going to let the Jets beat them. Give me the Patriots 24-10. No, 24-9. 24-9.
Oh, look at you.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. Interesting.
Okay.
New England has won 11 straight versus the Jets, by the way.
Part owner is Bill Belichick.
Of course they have.
But they won 11 straight against them. Yeah. Well, guess what? So is everybody else.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Zach Wilson throws for like 2 to 3 interceptions because that's what he does best, just throw interceptions.
I say those 3.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say the Patriots win
6.
I'm gonna say the Patriots win 31-6.
Wow.
Wow.
All right, next game should be a good one. Chiefs and the Titans at Nissan Stadium in Nashville.
Woo.
Right now, this is the best game of Week 7. Right now.
Listen to this. Derrick Henry has 783 rushing yards this season, more than 26 NFL teams.
You want to know a crazier stat, Ezra? I'll double you up on that.
Okay.
Derrick Henry's after first contact yards are about 200 yards more than any other running back's regular yards.
Damn.
Yards after contact.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Strong man. I got to go to Chiefs though. I'm still. I think they're gonna get into a passing game. I think Tannehill is not gonna beat Mahomes at that. Not by no means. See, the Titans, they can only run the ball so much. Once it gets to where the Chiefs are scoring, you can't run the ball because you got to put up points. So I think it's going to get into a shootout, and I think I got the Chiefs winning 31-20.
31-27.
Oh.
Wow.
31-27 Kansas City. Yep.
I'm going to go 34-24 Kansas City.
Nice. Steven?
I'm going to go 31-28 Kansas City.
Whoa.
Nice. Next one is the Washington football team versus the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to pick Washington. No. I'm going to pick the Packers. Of course, come on. Packers, I'm going to go 28-14.
I'm going to say, you know what? That's my exact same score, 28-14.
I'm going Green Bay 34-17.
Oh, my gosh. Guys, I cannot believe I'm saying this.
No, don't even do it.
I cannot believe I'm going to say this.
Do it!
I dare you! Do it!
I cannot believe I'm actually going to say this. But my final score is going to be Washington 10, Green Bay 38.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 50% or more on car insurance by switching to Geico.
No. Nah. That would be an insult to Aaron Rodgers and his State Farm. That would be an insult.
Well, I also heard that Nationwide is on your side, but I digress. But anyways, moving forward.
Well, actually, Allstate. If Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes would have had Allstate, they could have avoided such a traumatic experience in the offseason with Mahomes' picks and Aaron Rodgers' controversy. All you had to have was Allstate.
Yeah,
And if Washington wants a better chance at winning games, well, then you need to do Steiner math better. I'm just saying.
Exactly. And the reason I was going so low is because
spells doom for human sacrifice.
I mean, we face a crappy team like New Orleans, who only has one star player right now, and that's Alvin Kamara, and we scored 22 points on them. And then we face Kansas City the next week, who I would say has the second worst defense in the pros, and we only put up 13 on them. So Green Bay has a much better defense than Kansas City's. Green Bay is going to wear us out. It's going to be 38-10.
You see, Washington football team, the numbers don't lie. And I'm supposed to do it for you is sacrifice.
Emails don't lie.
Anyways, next game is the Falcons and the Dolphins at Hard Rock Stadium.
Oh, God.
22 trash cans on the field.
They'll be definitely
clean the trash out.
hey, they'll be definitely banging and clanging for real.
Nah, Kevin, you got the wrong number there, my friend. It's not.
Well,
it's not 22 trash cans. It's gonna be 106 trash cans on both sides of the field, plus I'd say an estimated 5,000 to maybe 10,000 trash cans up in the stands watching the game anyways.
What the hell are they going to do? Pipe in the fucking crowd noise?
What is this, the Thunderdome?
Hey, guys, check this out. You ever been on Madden and you just cut the crowd volume down?
Yeah, like
That's
you
what it's
did
gonna sound
at my
like
house
watching the
playing
Falcons.
Madden during 2005.
No noise.
Or
It's just gonna
even
be
better.
cricket.
Have you ever been on Madden 22 and listened to the Dolphins and online? Just saying.
Kevin, just face
I
it,
know
man,
we
gotta
all
have that
did
hanging
something
over you.
stupid 2 weeks ago.
Kevin, you can't
We all
deny
did
every
something
time you would
stupid.
play Madden at my house, you would sit there and turn the crowd noise down so you could hear the commentary and the football players' cadences in the game.
No, I just wanted to hear the announcers because they sounded so stupid.
That's a
But
Buccaneer
that's for another
first
point.
down.
And then they blow that stupid horn that San Francisco has, New England's got.
Oh God, yeah.
After
Or
every
the
first down
Vikings.
or third down.
Oh, I'm like, what the hell is this?
Oh no, I hate that one.
Oh God, yeah.
But anyway, I know
go
we
ahead.
did something stupid 2 weeks ago when all of us here on this show picked the Jets. I'm gonna pay the Falcons my respect. I'm gonna pick the Falcons in this one. I'm gonna say 24-20 against Miami.
You know what? Since I'm feeling nice, that's my exact same score. 24-20 Atlanta. You better win this game.
24-21.
They'll let me down too.
And see, and you know, the Falcons should win this game because now they finally got Calvin Ridley back. So they should be able to win this game now.
Keyword, should.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, don't mean they will.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go Atlanta 28-24.
Okay. All right, that's not bad. All right, let's keep the ball rolling, folks. Let's go to next game, which is the Bengals and the Ravens at M&T Bank Stadium.
Man, it's gonna be a great game.
Oh yeah,
Great.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go that one. I'm gonna go the Ravens. I'm gonna go to Ravens 31-27.
Whoa.
Ooh. I'm gonna go with Baltimore 27-24.
Okay.
I'm gonna upset you. I'm going Bengals 30-28.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Joe Burrow is lethal, man. Him and Jamar Chase. And the Ravens got a third string corner in. That's gonna be a problem one-on-one.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
That is very interesting, Kevin, but you can pick Cincinnati all you want because Ezra, Steven, and I are going Baltimore. I'm going Baltimore 31.
Nice.
All right. Next game on the list on the docket here is, of course, one of the first afternoon or late afternoon games, which is Lions and the Rams.
Oh
Lions
my
Oh,
God.
God bless America.
I'm gonna go to Lions 35-22. No, I'm kidding.
In Madden, that's possible.
You think I'm fucking stupid? No chance in hell. I'm going with the Rams 34-6.
I'm going to go with the Rams 45-7.
Damn.
Talk about running up the score. I'm going to Rams 34-13.
Okay.
Being generous. Okay.
Yeah.
Garbage time.
Kevin, you can be
Yeah.
generous.
Once again, another 20. Once again, 11 trash cans up against the fucking steamroller.
I'm about to say 11 trash cans against 11 garbage men. Huh. But in a good sort of way. But
Yeah.
Steven, my score's gonna beat yours, man. You're saying 45-7, you said?
Correct.
I'm gonna go 48-6.
All right.
What is this, college?
Take that,
Get
y'all.
the fuck out of here with
Thank
that
you.
score. This ain't that fucking 76-0 game from like 2 weeks ago.
Good Lord.
I don't.
But it's close to it.
Where
close
Oklahoma
to it.
destroyed West Virginia.
Yeah, because you got a one-loss Rams team against a winless Lions team.
And they're playing in SoFi Stadium also.
Oh God. Might as well change mine to 45-0 then. Ha.
Next game is the Raiders and the Eagles at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas. I'm gonna go with the Raiders, 34-20.
I'm going to go with the Raiders 30-17.
Going with the Raiders, but I ain't giving them that much damn points. Their offense ain't that damn good. I'm going Raiders 24-10.
All right.
I'm gonna go Raiders 24-13.
Okay. All right. Next one is the Texans and the Cardinals at State Farm Stadium.
Oh, boy.
Annihilation. Get ready for an annihilation.
Of course, I gotta go Cards, of course. Come on, fucking, I'm not the. No.
Are you kidding me?
Gotta go Cards. I'm gonna go Cards. I'm gonna go Cards 31-10.
I'm going to go 34-10 Arizona.
Okay.
Going 37-6.
Ooh.
Arizona.
Interesting. I like that.
I'm gonna go 34-14. Arizona.
Okay. All right, next game. Bears and the Buccaneers.
Oh no. Poor Ezra.
Poor Ezra.
Yep, 30. I'm calling this 34-20.
I'm going to go with Tampa Bay 35-17.
Well, it's nice knowing you, Steve. Thanks for joining the show.
I'm going Tampa Bay, but they're not hot. I think it's going to be close. I think I got Tampa Bay winning 24-21.
Whoa.
Z,
It was close against Philly with no defense.
See, I knew Kevin was my favorite out of the three of you.
I think the Bears going to do something. Against a banged-up secondary, Justin Fields has every opportunity he has to throw the ball. It's just will Matt Nagy actually let the guy let go? Give him some freedom. Let him sling it.
Yeah, with that, from that perspective, I actually kind of agree with you, Kevin. I think this game is going to be close. Justin Fields can be a gunslinger if he wants to be. And there's no doubt in my mind that with the Bucs being down a few defensive players on Sunday, Justin Fields is going to find every opportunity that he can to sling it. So I'm going to go 34-27.
All right.
Okay. All right. Sunday Night Football. Here we go. Colts and the 49ers
Wow.
Oh, boy.
at Levi Stadium.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
You know where I'm going.
yeah,
I'm going
because-
49ers. I mean, it's just found out on the news. Both starting safeties are out for the Colts. One for a torn Achilles the rest of the year. T.Y. Hilton's most likely doubtful, won't play. I'm going Niners 27-18.
With that,
I'm-
with that interesting little revelation, I'm going to go with the Niners as well. I'm going to go to the Niners. I'm going to go 27-17.
My exact same score.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to say 37-17. San Francisco.
All right. Wow.
I'm going 37-17.
Knew you guys were smart.
No, we're not being smart. We're just giving you some charity. It's like I do every time. It's like I do every time Steven talks to me about certain bands. I'll give him charity for it. By the way, Steven, that copy of Oasis Greatest Hits is coming to your house.
Why, thank you.
Let's move on. Monday Night Football. The Saints and the Seahawks at Lumen Field.
Oh boy.
I already know where I'm going to go with this one. The Saints are without Russell Wilson. They're without Chris Carson. So who am I going to go with here? Oh, yeah, the Saints. I'm going to go 34. Nah. I'm going to go 31-13, New Orleans.
Whoa.
I'm going 31-13. Geno Smith is not the answer at quarterback for Seattle right now.
And we just lost Kevin for a brief second.
I'm gonna go with Seattle in this game. I'm gonna go with New Orleans 20-17.
Ooh, close game.
New Orleans 27-21.
Very interesting.
Interesting.
I guess while we wait for our good buddy Kevin to come back, he had I think he suffered some sort of internet troubles or may have accidentally logged out, which happens, of course, it's all. Teams on the bye this week are the Steelers, Bills, Chargers, Jaguars, the Vikings, and the Cowboys. They are all on bye this week. So that being said, really outside of barring any.
There he is.
Oh, here he goes.
There he is.
All right, Kev. Welcome back.
I don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah, probably you probably logged out by accident. It happens. But your score on the Saints and the Seahawks game?
Seahawks without Russell Wilson, without Chris Carson, they suck. Still could have beat the Steelers, but I'm going to Saints. I'm going 24-20.
Interesting.
Okay, cool. Couple quick news notes. Like we said earlier, in the game, for the game tonight, for that game, Javaris Landry was activated from the IR. It seems like he'll be back in play. Also, Odell Beckham will play tonight as well, despite dealing with a slight shoulder injury. So, couple quick news notes there. Let's go to a quick little score update here, courtesy of ESPN, of course. We'll do that real quick before we get to a little bit of some baseball talk, because I know that we got the ALDS and the ALCS going on, and right now. So let's go. Actually, we're gonna do a score update right now, and it is right now, of course, in major leagues. Right now, we got the We have the NLCS going on right now. Braves 2-0 over the Dodgers in the bottom of the first. Atlanta leads the series right now 2-1.
3 games to 1, actually.
3 games to 1. I'm sorry.
3 games to 1.
Yep, 3 games to 1. Red Sox and the Astros will play tomorrow night for Game 6. Of course, Houston leads the series 3-2. Right now, the Browns are leading the Broncos 7-0 in 8:25 in the first. In the NBA right now, the Mavericks and Hawks 51-44 Hawks at halftime. Miami Heat leading the Milwaukee Bucks 32-10 in the first. And then, of course, at 10 p.m. Eastern, Warriors and Clippers on TNT.
Let's go, Warriors.
Oh, yeah, that should be an interesting game, too. I mean, it's so great, with the NBA being back and baseball's playoffs going, really strong. And it's going to be a very interesting fall. I mean, because, man, tell you what, Joey, your team is 1 game away, brother. One game away.
And I hope we can get it done. I mean, if we don't get it done tonight by chance, the last 2 games of the series are going to be in front of our hometown fans. So I can strongly guarantee that if we don't win tonight by chance, we will take one of those final 2 games in Atlanta.
Absolutely. Atlanta's been on a roll. They've been playing great ball. They were doing some great things in this postseason. So I expect them to win this series. That's going to be one thing I wanted to talk there. But real quick, let's get a couple NHL scores, and then we'll get back to some other news. The Hurricanes are currently leading the Canadiens at the end of the second period here, 2-1. Sharks are beating the Senators 2-1 in the second as well. Panthers are beating the Colorado Avalanche 3-1. Capitals are beating the New Jersey Devils 3-0 in the end after the second has just ended. Same thing ended the second. The Blue Jackets beating the Islanders. Calgary Flames are beating the Detroit Red Wings 2-0. Rangers are beating the Predators 1-0 in the first. And the Ducks and the Jets are tied by one score apiece in the first. And the other 2 games still to come tonight. One at 8:30 Eastern, which should be starting now. One of the biggest rivalries, Vancouver Canucks versus the Chicago Blackhawks, and the Edmonton Oilers versus the Phoenix Coyotes at 10 p.m. Eastern as well. So good slate of games coming up here in the world of hockey. But right now, apparently, we're going to get into some other news real quick. It says, according to this report that just came out today, is that Ben Simmons will he left the team's practice facility today without working out and is expected to meet with organizational leadership on Friday morning to discuss his murky playing status. There's reports going around that Simmons may even not play for the remainder of this season because of the way that he's acting. By the way, nice crying face there on the corner, Kevin.
Should I say a laughing face?
Laughing, crying.
Oh my God!
If you're if you're doing a New York Jets fan, you're both. But
but Ben Simmons is acting like the biggest prima donna crybaby right now. I mean, just my God, dude, quit.
Hold on, Steven, hold on 1 second. It says here, this is of course from Adrian Wojnarowski from ESPN. Simmons described discomforted his back to Sixers staff on Thursday morning and underwent brief treatment before the medical staff cleared him to work out, only to leave without doing any on-court activity.
Oh my goodness. Man, he is adding a whole bunch of stuff right now, and it's not good to his name. The fact that he is complaining and moaning and groaning, oh, I don't want to play for the 76ers right now. Dude, you've had more than enough time in the off seasons that you've had in basketball, not playing in the NBA playoffs because your team is being exited out of the playoffs because you're not good enough. You're a great athlete, but if you want to get better on the basketball court, you got to work on the game, sir. That means, I don't know, free throws, your jump shot, and being confident in yourself and the players around you. Because the only thing Simmons is good for is driving to the basket, throwing the ball to his players, and giving the game away. Giving it away now. Yeah. That's what Simmons is good at doing, is giving the game away. And this is mind-boggling. I've never seen a player in my life act like the biggest crybaby right now in basketball, in years. I mean, Simmons needs to get it together. He needs to get it together.
I absolutely agree with you there, Steven. I mean, Ben Simmons said, and I'm actually going to one-up you here. I'm going to say that Ben Simmons is acting like a prima donna crybaby who needs to be babysat every single day. Because honestly, that's the road that Ben Simmons is heading down right now. I mean, Joel Embiid, who is clearly the best player on the 76ers franchise, told reporters that he is not here to babysit Ben Simmons. And he is absolutely right.
Absolutely.
He is absolutely right. No professional athlete, it doesn't matter if you're playing baseball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer, it don't matter what sport it is.
Lacrosse,
absolutely. It could be any sport.
No professional athlete needs to be babysat, and that is the road that Ben Simmons is on right now. And if he does not fix if he doesn't get his shit together, not only will Ben Simmons be saying goodbye to Philadelphia, but he may be saying goodbye to professional basketball altogether.
Yeah, very true.
I've done said how I feel about Ben Simmons. He's overrated. He's garbage. He's a big pile of stinking dog crap. He can't shoot. He can't. he passes out of wide open layups. And
he doesn't want to be responsible for losing the game.
If I'm not mistaken,
he's like LeBron.
GM for Philadelphia is Daryl Morey, who I believe was the GM of Houston with the Mike D'Antoni era, who ran Harden straight out of the building. Harden don't have no success there. And he said he's going to let Ben Simmons saga continue for 4 years, if possible. I'm not trading him unless I get 3 playmakers in advance. First of all, nobody's going to trade you 3 damn playmakers for that big hunk of crap that you could get out of the grocery store.
I'll tell you one thing. In that same vicinity, Ben Simmons is not worth no 3 first-rounders, and I'll tell you somebody else.
No, he is not.
Yeah, and I'll tell you somebody else who's definitely not worth 3 first-rounders, and that's the sexist allegation man himself, Deshaun Watson.
Exactly.
He sure as hell ain't worth no 3 first-round picks. I don't know what Houston's thinking for asking for that.
Hey, man, can you get me out of Houston, man? They don't want me no more, man. Can you get me out of here? No, sir, because nobody wants your ass.
Since you just since you just crawled back into the NFL discussion, we're bringing back the hell? Hey, I lost my train of thought there. Baker Mayfield not only suffered, this is coming out now, not only suffered that torn labrum in week 2,
he suffered a fracture in his shoulder.
Yep, he's got a fracture that's preventing his rotator cuff from firing.
I saw that. I literally saw that 5 minutes ago, and I was going to bring it up. But Ezra, you beat me to it. So I don't know what to say about Baker Mayfield right now. He needs help.
Oh my God! I don't know. I don't have to work for this.
Hey, you guys! I know I'm still on old news, but I have Ben Simmons up here in the corner of my screen up there.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. We saw that.
Big pile of
what the hell?
Big pile of
hey,
crap.
was he at the free throw line missing the free throw?
No, he's a big pile of crap, though.
No, the reason why I said LeBron is because now LeBron is obviously a better player. He's a better driver to the basket, a better passer, a better defender. when he gets hot on the jump shot, he's great. But the one thing LeBron has always done throughout his career, he always wants to make the right play, the quote unquote right play. LeBron does not want to be responsible for losing the game.
And see,
Put the
everybody,
Russell
you see,
Westbrook fans.
and everybody talks about LeBron this, LeBron that. LeBron's the best player in the NBA. LeBron is the best player ever to lace up a pair of shoes and put on an NBA jersey. Y'all, shut the freak up. Shut the freak up. If anything, LeBron is like not even cracked the top 100 for overall best NBA players. Well, okay, that's going a little too far. I would say LeBron. I would say LeBron doesn't even crack the top 15 or top 20 because, yeah, LeBron is on track for the most points ever in an NBA career because he's third on the all-time list right now. But points do not define a basketball game. Yeah, they define who wins and loses each night, but LeBron is not the playmaker that Michael Jordan was or Kobe Bryant was. I mean, Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, my opinion, the two best players in the NBA. The two best players. Because not only do Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, or not only did they lead their team to victory, or not only did they score the points or provide the stats that their teams needed to win, Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant are true leaders. And that is something that LeBron James is not and never will be for years to come.
I remember, because Kevin knows this, we're Celtics fans, and I still remember the night Kobe played his last game in his professional basketball career. I was crying like a baby, and I'm a Celtics fan because I respect greatness. And that man went out like a true champion. 60 points against the Jazz in that game. That was just incredible. And I'm sitting there thinking, he scores this many points in his final game in 2016 for the Lakers. That right there, Kobe wanted to go out like a true champion, and he did. Now, speaking of said Lakers, that is the one team this year that everybody's like, oh, the Los Angeles Lakers are the end-all be-all to get to the NBA Finals. Dude, I don't trust it, and I definitely don't see that because you got Russell Westbrook at the point guard spot. You got LeBron James, especially Westbrook. Westbrook by far is the biggest ball hawk I've ever heard and seen in my life. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Yeah, so you can throw a brick house. Yeah, that's not mighty. No, it's not. And the Lakers are not going to be mighty, and they don't get their shit together because, to me, this Laker team this year is overrated. That's right. I said it. Overrated. Yeah, the NBA season has started just this week. Yes, it has. But the Los Angeles Lakers are not going to sniff a NBA championship this year. I don't think they are. They have a lot of pieces that need to fit in that team, and it takes time to gel. And I don't think they're going to do it. I think the Suns, I think the Bucks, I think the Suns, the Bucks, the Clippers, hell, if the Mavericks want to get hot, they can.
The Nets are a little bit overrated as well.
Yes, agree.
Milwaukee's the favorite to come out the East. The West is up for grabs, but the Lakers couldn't do it last year. They damn sure ain't going to do it this year.
Kevin, I'm sorry. I got to cut you off, man. You guys hate that.
I got Ben Simmons' best attribute, the trash can.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at that trash can.
You need to put that trash can on. You need to put that trash can on him and take that Philly jersey off.
Okay.
Put a Philly jersey on the trash can.
I'll change it.
Okay. All right. Let's move forward with a few other news notes.
Put that damn Philadelphia jersey in the damn trash can.
Anyway. Oh my God. Anyways.
Okay. I'll put
New York Knicks forward Julius Randle was fined $15,000 for throwing a ball into spectators' stands.
Oh, poor Randle.
This occurred at the conclusion when the Knicks won in that double overtime game against Boston. So,
Oh my God.
really, oh my gosh.
I can't
All
get.
right.
I'm sorry, but I cannot get that Ben Simmons trash can out of my head. That just. Wow.
Oh God, Kevin, you're killing me.
Hey,
Oh, we
I'm
gotta
crying
get-
on this one. This is Steven's favorite play in NFL history.
What
The butt fumble.
Kevin, you're killing me.
All right,
What
let's
the actual hell is
guys,
going on?
guys, let's get back on track. We gotta get through these last few notes before we close out the show. All right.
This is more derailed than the New York Jets offensive line. Oops.
Oops.
Ouch.
Ouch. Ouch.
That hurt me, and I'm not even a part of the team. Let's see here. Really not much outside of the sports updates in the major leagues, but real quick, NHL notes and stuff that I talked to you guys about before we started, and that is that San Jose Sharks player Evander Kane was it was announced that he was suspended for 21 games for faking his COVID-19 vaccination card. So
Dude, yeah, the dude,
That's
dude should have been
crazy.
banned the whole year.
Crazy.
Should have been banned the whole year.
because I said this a couple weeks ago about Evander Kane doing it. That's not only a criminal offense when it comes to the NA. It's not only an offense with the NHL, but it's also a federal offense too. Faking a vaccination card is like faking a medical document. So
Yeah.
this is he's not only going to be facing those type of punishments, but he's also going to be facing possibly criminal punishments too. Maybe fines, maybe jail time.
Yeah.
I don't know what the penalties are for faking a COVID vaccination card, but they're stiff to make sure.
No excuses. No excuses.
Still no excuses. And I'm not going to push people to get vaccinated or not. It's their choice. But if you're going to fake that card and try to use it to get through stuff, come on now, think better.
Come on. Again, listen, we're not going to tell you, oh, you have to get vaccinated. No, that is up to the person's discretion. If he or she doesn't want to get the shot, that's fine. That's cool. But this is not acceptable. If you are going to get a fake vaccination card, you are playing with fire and you're going to get burned.
Absolutely.
And I just want to point out one thing that I had this video saved to my Facebook and I watch it every time I go to get a laugh. I had no idea that if you got vaccinated, and this is from the words of President Joe Biden himself, I had no idea that if you got vaccinated, you'd be protected from a hurricane. I had no idea. Because he said the vital part of preparing for hurricane season is to get vaccinated now. What?
The only hurricanes I care about are the Luke Combs song Hurricane and the band from the 80s Hurricane. Because they opened for Striper on it to help with the Devil Tour.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going to get...
And it hit my whole world when it came.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Let's get into one other quick news note, or two actually. There's that Conor McGregor is facing charges after allegedly punching an Italian DJ in Rome.
What?
Yep, Italian DJ Francesco Facchinetti has formally pressed charges against Conor following an alleged attack in Rome this past week. Yep.
Wow.
Yep, he filed criminal charges against McGregor because of that. In the past, though, McGregor has a history of being a hothead. He has a history of being kind of a loose cannon, especially when he's drinking his own Irish whiskey. But that's a whole different ballgame.
This is true.
Yeah, that's a whole different ball game right there.
But, and then one other quick news note in the MMA world, really real quick, is that this was, I guess, or this too actually. Josh Keeneland, who is a fighter who just won the WCS, the Nevada Athletic Commission has overturned his contract-earning victory after he had a positive test that popped up during post-fight testing.
Oh wow!
I don't know if that'll affect his contract, but for right now he'll probably be suspended for at least 3 to 6 months due to that suspension.
Wow.
More than likely, because that's usually what happens in a test like that.
Wow.
Another quick news note. I just saw this earlier and it caught my attention, and that was that a fighter, I believe it is in the UFC right here. Yeah, his name is Irwin Rivera. He's received his conditional release after he was released from police custody on attempted murder charges.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
Wow.
Yep. So yeah, he's received his conditional release to try and get his life together and everything. So hopefully we wish Irwin Rivera the best. But
all right. Well, here's my question.
What's up?
When is Dana White finally going to be smart and release John Jones from his contract?
Exactly.
That is a wait and see campaign, and that's exactly what we'll do. We will wait and see. Unfortunately, we can wish it all we want, but it's gonna, of course, Dana's got to be the one to drop the bombshell. But
That's true.
But that pretty much wraps up the show this week. Let's get some final thoughts in before we close out the show. Joe, your final thoughts?
Well, guys, I just got to say once again, another great show. I love doing this week after week. You guys are awesome. I'm glad that I'm a regular on this show now. It feels great. It feels awesome. But football is, of course, something big to watch every week. But right now, my main focus is on my boys down in Atlanta. We are in Los Angeles right now. Beat the Dodgers 2-1. Game 5 of the NLCS. We're up 3-1. If we can just hold off on them one more time, we will be punching our ticket to the first World Series trip for us since 1999. And let me just say, it has been a long time coming. I'm ready for the Braves to finish off the Dodgers. I'm ready for us to go back to the World Series. I'm just ready to see it happen. And for all this to happen with Ronald Acuna Jr. watching us from at home after his surgery, I mean, this season, the rest of this postseason is dedicated to Acuna.
Yes.
I'm ready to see him come back next year. I'm ready for us to go far into the World Series, possibly even win the World Series. And for us to come back next year with an even better team now that Acuna's coming back. I'm just ready to see it happen, and I hope we can get it done here tonight in LA.
Yes, and also shout outs to our good friend, the Doc Robert Stinson of This Is Pro Wrestling. He is a die-hard Braves fan. I know the Doc is ready for his Braves to go to the World Series, their first trip, like you said, Joey, since 1999.
Absolutely. Doc Stinson, of course, not only from This Is the NWA, but also from This Is Pro Wrestling, but also one of the 3 hosts of the NWA Post Show, which you can catch on youtube.com/NWA, along with Gary Horn and Will Martin as well.
Yes.
Quick, Kevin, your final thoughts?
This time of year is the best time of year to be a sports fan. You got the NFL under full swing, college football under full swing, the NBA starting back up. You got October baseball and the NLALCS and the World Series. And right now, I'm kind of switching my focus. I'm watching football on TV one day for 1 hour, and then the next hour I'm watching the basketball. And then I'm turning to watch the NLCS, then watching the ALCS, and it's just a great time to be a sports fan. And I can't wait to see what happens for the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Steven?
Man, great show with you guys tonight. Man, talking the NFL and talking a little NBA, a little baseball. You know, like Kevin just said, it's a great time to be alive as a sports fan. You know, the championship series and, you know, and the NL and the AL, you know, going to the World Series, you know, on the line, you know, for these teams. And the NFL in hot mode right now. Week 7 is upon us this week right now. You know, with the game with the Browns and the Broncos right now. NBA is just getting started. It's going to be a long, grinding season for the National Basketball Association and that long trip to the playoffs and to the NBA Finals come June. And once again, last week, man, had a great time with some of the best friends in the world that I can call great friends. Not just wrestling friends, but friends in general. Christina, Ashley, Deb, Seth, Hijacker Mike, Elder Mike, Jackie, Neil, Trenda, all of you guys. You know, we had a great time. Money Mark, you know, everybody, man. Front row, Mrs. Front Row, Steve PA. I mean, just a great weekend with everybody. The Garzas, getting to meet the Garzas for the first time, getting to hang out with Chad and, you know, and everybody. You know, just we had a great time eating and everybody else smoking and those of us drinking. And it was just a great time to be around, not just shooting the breeze about professional wrestling, but sharing our love for each other. And I know that this Saturday on the Nation's Corner, Front Row, Deb and Tony will be live talking about what we did in Baltimore last week and also the week that is in professional wrestling on the Nation's Corner, live starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, 4 Pacific. You can follow the Nation's Corner on Twitter at Nation's Corner, youtube.com/the Nation's Corner, and facebook.com/the Nation's Corner.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, you can, it just, my God, just great time getting to, you know, to hang out with John and everybody, just all of y'all. Love all of y'all. Just a great time last week. And I'm so glad that we're back here this week, live talking sports. And just, man, can't wait to do it again next week. And Ezra, take us home, my friend.
Absolutely. Great show, guys. Absolutely great discussions. Thank you guys for, of course, keeping the show going. Thank you to everybody who watched. Thank you to Tony and Hijacker who tuned in on the YouTube channel as well. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you. And of course, you mentioned about the Nation's Corner this week. A lot to talk about for World Pro Wrestling. Everything from, you know, the special rampage from this past week and Dynamite to of course, the news in New Japan this morning, the return of one of their greats who have been out for 4 years because of a near career-ending injury. So it's going to be a lot of discussion this Saturday. But for right now, we're going to call it a day. So for Kevin Rorie, for Joseph, for our buddy Steven, I am Ezra Vickery, and I will see you all next week for another great edition of Our Nation's Sports Show. Take care, everybody. Have a great night.
Turn it up.